One. Hello, everyone.
Hi. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday shift. I missed talking last week. I missed it because there was some good stuff that happened and we didn't record last week.
Yes, there was
Yeah.
a lot of good stuff, and hopefully I remember it.
Well, we didn't record. Tanya was nice enough to let me sleep because I went to go see Beyonce. I just been on a world tour and now I'm on punishment. I was there when Destiny's Child reunited.
I know. You
It
must have been
feels
so
great.
excited.
It feels so good to be God's favorite. Uh, But make sure you like, share, subscribe, tell a friend about Sunday Shift. Um, if you want to buy a coffee, it's in the description. And then if I met you, because I met so many people at the GH Fan Club weekend, which I'm going to recap. But if I met you and gave you a button or we talked about the show, please like let me know. Put it in the comments of YouTube, or you can like send us a text if you like listen. I'm so sorry, I'm so bad with names. I did meet another Tracy, that was nice. People asked me where Tanya was. I just felt like that was so sweet. So
Oh,
if we met,
yeah. If
yeah,
you,
put us in the
yeah,
description.
if you met Tracy, you got a button or something. Put if you can do a selfie so I can see you. I think that's
Yeah,
yeah, the real regret that I have for not being there is not being able to see everyone who listens to the show. And so yeah, let's see you. That would be
yeah.
great.
There was a woman, she turned around and looked at me. She's like, Tracy? And I said, and I had all these earrings that have my name. So I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh, I listen to Sunday Shift and like I recognize your voice. So it's like a person who doesn't even watch us but listens to us. And I was like, thank you.
That's so
And she asked
awesome.
about you.
Aw.
Um,
So,
yeah,
yeah, everyone, I'm sorry I couldn't make it. My brother came in town last week, and I got to spend some time with him and my
yeah,
nephews. And then this week I was going to a couple of other events. So, but I'm so excited to hear
yeah.
about the weekend. So go ahead, give us the tea, the everything.
Yeah, I mean, family feeds the soul, and there's nothing like spending time with them. I'm so happy you have fun with your brother. You know, of
Yeah.
course, y'all went bike riding, which I love.
Yes, we went bike riding. The best part for me about spending time with my brother and nephews, this is the first time. Well, my nephews, they when I met them previous or met with them previously, they were younger and they're cute and everything. And my brother didn't necessarily have to parent them. This time I was able to see them act like kids and having to
Yeah,
be, kind of corrected and parented, and having to see my brother do that was wild because
yeah,
I felt he was the bane of my existence when I was a older sister. And here
right.
he is trying to tell his older son, stop doing that. You're the older, do it, that kind of thing. And I was just like, dang, I wish you had this knowledge when you were a kid. So it
Hmm.
was so meta to be able to see him be the adult, be the parent.
Yeah,
It was great.
that's so funny.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm gonna recap the weekend. I'll put a
Hmm.
timestamp. So if y'all are like, I don't want to hear about the weekend, I want to hear about the show.
Okay.
That's okay. So we'll put a timestamp
Yeah.
in there for you. So thank y'all to everybody who like bought us a coffee. That was like truly the only reason I was able to go. Um, so originally I went to the main event on Saturday, that has like a panel and they have like a luncheon and then they do like all the autographs and stuff. So I had that. That's like the one you buy like the main ticket to. The other thing, originally I was only gonna do Jonathan Jackson, which was yesterday or which was Friday.
Uh-huh.
And then I was gonna do Dom's late night event, which is from like 10:30 to 12:30 Saturday night going into Sunday morning. I happened to run into some like Twitter friends, shout out to Bella and Takani, and they like peer pressured me. I didn't take a lot of pressure to go to the Rick Hurst and Becky Hurst event, which
Oh.
was so fun. I was so glad I went. Um, so it's fun. So I have like some notes. Um, First thing is, I wanted to say it was a great time. The staff and the volunteers were so kind. People found out it was my first time. I got a little button that talks about it being my first time going. And
Nice.
everybody, I mean, I'm me. I'm very Midwestern. So I talk to, and my family is also very country. So I talk to everybody. Um, and so I just was like, had a really good time talking to people. There were some people who were turned up. Y'all know who y'all were.
What year is
And I
that like turned up? What they were just
about to crash out about
oh
lines and all these
oh
things. And so I just talked to them. I was like, is it a good idea to crash out? And we like laughed about it. So it was like really like crowds are hard. There were parts where it was like really hot, all of that.
oh
So
yeah.
yeah, because we were in a hotel, but like some of it was like warm. So how did that happen? First thing I went to was JJ. He was a little bit late, and I was like, "Oh, what's going on?" Poor thing hurt his back.
Oh
He looked like he could
no.
barely walk. I was like, "This poor guy." I honestly, y'all, you know, I'm getting of a certain age, and that's anything over 25, to be honest with
Right.
you. And so, like, when your back hurts, anybody out there who feels a backache, you don't want to deal with anything. And
Yeah.
so I was so surprised. I didn't cancel that whole event. He was such a professional, gave 100%. His wife
Oh.
was there with him. And so, his event was like more like storytelling and music and all of that. I didn't even know if he was going to be able to hold his guitar. Baby boy looked like he was in pain.
Oh
And yeah, but he did like some beautiful songs. He did some stuff from Nashville. And there was like a little bit of a Q&A, not a whole lot of questions for him. Just, but they also did like the Q&A with his wife. So they talked a little
no.
bit
Uh-huh.
about that. His wife, I don't know if you remember, used to be Hannah Scott on the show. She was
Oh.
the first Brenda bot who's like
Yeah.
also an FBI agent trying to take down
Yes.
Sonny.
Yeah, and slept with him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
one the first.
you know how Sonny do. And so she talked about how the fans were like really mean to her. I was like, I know, I can imagine, especially at that time, you know what I mean?
Oh
Because the show
yeah.
was so big and popular at the time. So like people just, I think there's like a now online contingent of people who are mean, but in real life that energy doesn't match. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure back in the day the energy matched. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But so they talked about their kind of like love story. I didn't know anything about them really. So they talked about that, talked about their faith. Um, and then he did pictures. I was very surprised that he stayed for pictures. I was like, I'd have canceled all that.
I would have been like,
But he said he was so nice. Oh yeah, he also talked about, oh, where's my notes? He talked about how his best scenes as the actor kind of ever were with Jeannie Francis, Tony Gearing, and Becky Hertz. So my LNO2 heart was like loving that. And I also love his relationship with Jeannie. He said he loved that when he was able to come back, he was able to work with her, even though it was too short of a time.
mm-hmm.
Um, and just like his respect and like love for Becky is so clear. And I never, I mean, if you listen to this podcast, Liz is not my girl, but I actually really like Becky. And now I really, really like Becky. She was so nice when we met. So it's really clear all of her co-stars like love her and love working with her. And
Mm-hmm.
so he's no exception. And then he did the picture with me, and it was, I mean, I have never seen, he was so kind. And I was like,
Oh.
damn, man, you're in pain, homie. But I gave him a t-shirt, a Sunday Shift t-shirt, and a button. He like looked at the name. He said, "Oh, Sunday Shift. That's really clever." I was like, "Thanks, JJ.
You should
We
see some of the
try."
titles for the shows too. That would be awesome.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So yeah, that was nice. But he also talked about like Tony Geary being like a big improv person, and so he had that movie with JJ had that movie with Al Pacino, Insomnia. And so
Oh,
he talked about how Al Pacino did a lot of improv, and the reason he was able to like kind of catch it and not be like thrown off is because of Tony
Tony
Geary.
Geary. Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. So that was
Oh.
cool.
I
And
saw the picture that you posted. I guess that he just had pictures for autographs or something for
yeah,
sale. Oh my God, that photo
I have
is
a
so
picture.
hot. Look at that.
Here's
That
my
takes out
picture.
so great.
I loved it. He
Oh.
was so nice. He like definitely had on his little leather jacket. He was Rockstar JJ. He was like, I'm not lucky today. Um, and so yeah, he did that. And then like I said, so I was like leaving that and I saw Bella and Connie in the hallway. And I know Bella because of like Lante or like not Lante, I'm sorry, Sante stuff. Let me not
Uh-huh.
insult Bella, but like Sante stuff and like just like she also is a person who, if you follow online, she like lives kind of in Southern California, so she goes to a lot of this stuff. And
Uh-huh.
she's a person that if you follow, you'll see like behind the scenes. She's really kind with her time. I tweeted about this today actually because there are people who are like taking her content and like reposting it without giving credit. And I was
Um,
like, it's really hard to be at an event and enjoy yourself while also posting about it because you're not
yeah.
in, you can't get like that's a skill. And so
Yeah.
she's using a skill in her time. She's being generous with her time. Just give her credit. Just retweet or repost or take a screenshot. Don't like post it like it's your own, you know?
Mm.
So anyway, they were like, you need to go to the lyric event. And shout out to our friend Susie, friend of the show who loves lyric. So I was like, okay, I'll go. Best decision. So good. Um,
Awesome.
because as an LNO2 fan, I was like, okay, lyric. And I'm looking at Rick Hurst like, you put my girl in the panic room, sir.
Yeah.
But he is like the talker. He is the storyteller. Becky was kind of chilling, but it wasn't in a rude him talking over her kind of way. It wasn't that. She's just kind of person who's like real chill. And he is like a character.
Hmm.
Um, but he just
I'm
recently
like
lost his
that.
yeah, yeah. So he recently lost his mom, which is really devastating. Like last month, lost his mom.
Oh, oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah, and she used to like I guess cook for his events that were on like the East Coast and stuff like that. So a lot of people in the room had met his mom before, and like I
Uh-huh.
just feel like it was people really gave him good energy about his mom, and I told him that he was just such a kind soul that only could have been raised by a good mom, and I'm sure she's proud of him. And like another person told him something similar, so he was like really emotional, but it was very sweet.
Oh.
Um, yeah, and they were so funny about their characters. Him and Becky talk about just wanting to work with each other. Like, doesn't matter if they get back together, whatever. Becky talked about how comfortable she was working with him, that he's always prepared. She always feels safe with him. And he says that he just thinks that she's amazing, which she is. So just. This has not ever been a couple I've been a fan of. I've been a fan of those actors. I've never been a fan of like Rick Lansing, but when I heard Rick Hurst was coming back, I was like, absolutely.
Oh
Um,
yeah. And
so
we've
yeah,
said this over and over. I don't know if you had a chance to tell him, but he's like the best recap or the best return
return.
that
Yeah,
we've
yeah, I told
seen
him that.
forever. Okay, good.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely best return because they just dropped him in. Let's do it.
Right.
Like, we don't need all that other stuff. We know who Rick is.
Right.
Um, The other cool thing is, so like their names are pronounced the same, but they're spelled differently. Well,
Right.
he said this is like the fun fact that his name actually is spelled like Becky Hurst's last name, the
Oh.
Herbst. But when
Oh.
he became an actor, they told him the agency and stuff like you need to change this last name because people won't be able to pronounce it. And so he was like, he hadn't told his family. So the first time he was in a soap magazine, his grandmother had seen the thing, like, who is this? What is his name? And he and he told her like what the agency and stuff said, but in the same magazine was like Becky Hurst, and he's like, well, they
First.
didn't tell her,
Right.
which was like really funny. And there was like an auction. They had like a lot of like side like auctions. So they had a silent auction and like regular auction.
Hmm.
So like signed memorabilia and scripts and things like that. There was like a signed T-shirt that he did went for $400. And he was like running around, he put
Wow.
it on all these things, and the lady behind me bought it. So when they're doing an auction, they keep pointing. I kept ducking, like, I ain't say
That's
nothing
not
about
me.
$300 for that was not me. Okay. Please
Well,
don't point this way, ma'am.
so the t-shirt had everybody, I saw a close-up of it, and the t-shirt had everyone's signatures on it,
Yeah,
including Jackie Zeman. So
yeah,
that
yeah.
well, that's probably worth a lot to people.
Yes. If I
I
had
probably would
unlimited
afford
money.
yeah, I probably would have foregone a couple of lunches just to not a couple, a lot lunches
Okay.
to have
Lunch
that
for the year.
t-shirt. Yeah, lunch for the year. And it'd
I'm
be
having 2 meals a day from now on.
peanut butter and jelly. So going back to them days.
People was dropping cash up in there, and I said, more power
Goodness.
to you. I just don't have it like that. I got
Yeah.
nephews out here who I got to keep up the fake rich auntie aesthetic for.
Right? Oh my
Fake. Let's
God.
put, let's keep up the fake
And they
rich
are
auntie
real
aesthetic.
with that. My nephews were like, "Hey, can you?" I was like,
Can you buy me? Can you? My nephew
"They're
had the
like,
audacity to call me and ask me if I would buy him a motorcycle. I mean, he's 3, but what you mean?
said I went on a trip to London," and they're like, "What? You didn't bring us?" I'm like,
You ain't bring us Harry Potter in real life? Like, these
"Yeah,
kids, what?
like they're on it."
But people was dropping cash up in there.
Okay.
So yeah, and it was Becky's 28th anniversary. And so, Becky's fans like really spoil her, and it's very beautiful to see. And so somebody like they had like this big oversized card that a lot of her fans, it was like huge. I took a picture of it, it's on
Hmm.
our Instagram. Um,
Yeah.
she was like surprised and then like really touched by it. It was like a woman in the room who said she had been a fan of Elizabeth. It was like a black woman, and I saw her. She looked so good. She had like this really beautiful dress and these like beautiful glasses. I said, "Girl, you look great up in here." And she's like, "You look beautiful too." And I was like, "Thank you." You know how black women compliment each other.
Yeah,
So it was just,
always. Yeah,
but
we're
she
the
looked
biggest.
amazing. Yeah. And she
Yay.
said that she had been a Liz fan since she came on and like all of that. So I think that's so special. 28 years of fandom, like there's no other like medium where you could like do something like this. Because I think about
Right.
other shows that I've been a fan of for a long time, like Grey's Anatomy, for example, that
Hmm.
like it still like doesn't translate to this kind of event. So I thought that was cool. When I got my picture with her, I was like, Becky, sis, what's the skincare routine? Because you looking like porcelain up in here. She did give me some tips.
Oh, really? Can you
Yeah,
share
shit.
those?
I sure will. But I have it written somewhere. But like, yeah, she told me the
Yeah.
product she uses. I was like, okay, because she looks great.
Yeah.
And yeah, she was just like genuinely kind, and I think she's really enjoying the work. I would have loved it. I think she probably would have loved. She didn't say this, but I think she would have loved like an LNO2 lyric triangle. And I just think that, especially when you have 28 years, like I said, Liz has never been like my girl. That's never been my character. But I love and respect the genre of having somebody who's been there for that long be
Yeah.
able to have story and carry story. And I think that's what fans want. Like, even if it's not their ship or their whatever, people want to see their faves like get good material.
Hmm.
So, yeah, she was great. Rick was great. And I loved it. Yeah,
Nice.
and so the next day I was like, okay, here's the plan. Because they basically you go to like they check you in, go to this lunch, and you kind of chill with people. I was at the table with people. Only one other person had been there before. So before that, I had met this other black woman. You know me. If I see a black woman, I'm gonna connect. And so we got there too early, and they were like, "We're not checking you in," because they have like a silver, a gold, and a platinum.
Oh
Now,
yeah.
y'all, if y'all got it like this, get the platinum. I don't have it like that. So I had the silver. So we were like 45 minutes early, and we're in an embassy suite. So, if you said an embassy suite, they got like the free breakfast and whatever,
Oh
whatever.
yeah.
So we just went and had like breakfast and waited. And she was like a black woman. She was here with her husband from DC. They have family who live out here. So her husband, well, they was coming out here anyway, was like, "Well, you love General Hospital. You might as well go to this event." I said, "That's a man right there. That's a man."
Hmm.
Get you a husband that's like, "Oh, you love General Hospital, babe? Go to the event." So yeah, so me and her just chit-chatted. It was her first time too. And they had us assigned by tables. Well, I waited till the last minute to get my tickets, like the day it was all due. You can also like get them on site, but like, it was like a deadline. So I was like in the back. I
Hmm.
was like, these are poor people seats. I get it, it's fine. No problem. And so she was like right next to me. So we kind of just chatted. I was at the table with like another podcast. I had met one of them before. So that was like cool. We kind of just chatted about all of that. Um, and then they did a Q and A. Now I will say, and I don't want to be rude because the event was great and it's not. This is just a suggestion, I think. Not that they ever have to listen to me, but I don't think they need the big Q&A. The reality is that everybody is there. They just want like the pictures and the time with the actors. So you kind of
Hmm.
ask them like questions, and they're like going, and people are just like, "So when is this over? So I can make sure I have enough time to get pictures." Um, I will say I don't remember everybody who was there, but the people who got the loudest applause was Kelly T-Ball, like some new Brit. People loved that. Alexa Havens, huge applause. Um, and Roy Gibson. I mean, pandemonium up in there for Roy Gibson.
Wow. That
Yeah,
must,
yeah,
was this his first event with
it
GH
was.
too?
It
Yeah,
was.
that must have been so awesome for him to
Yeah.
be able to get
And
that.
yeah. And you think about like when he was on Bradford and Steve's podcast, he said that
Huh.
he didn't know how he was going to be, accepted. So
Right.
more than accepted, baby boy. Like people love it.
Yeah.
Um, and
That must
Bradford
have been
was like
amazing.
Bradford was like running the mic. I was like, I want to see because he had like his Apple Watch. I'm like, Bradford, I want to see how many steps you got in because you was running, zipping back and forth across the room. And so like the final question that made me laugh, or there was a couple questions. So one was like people asking like, how are you different from your character? Kate Mancy was like, I don't, commit vehicular homicide. Um, Dom was like, neither me nor Dante have ever solved a crime. I was like, ooh, read that. And,
Ah,
Mo was like, me and Sunny are both sexy.
well,
Okay, worries. Um, and then it was like the last question was like, raise your hand if you think your character is a villain. And the
who
and
raised
somebody like
who all raised their hands?
nobody, everybody was like really iffy about it. Like, well, even
Okay.
even the guy who plays Sidwell was like, well, I want to go villain. Sir, yes.
Yes, you
Yes.
are.
You tried to kill what well, yes, villain, sir.
Wait,
But it was funny.
Was Cameron Matheson there?
No, no.
Oh,
But
okay.
but at every event, people was reading Drew, and the other actors was like, "Poor Cameron."
No. Oh.
No, he was not there. And so yeah, um, it-
Wait a
yeah. So all
minute.
that happened.
Was Maureen West there? Or did she raise
More West was there. She did not
more?
raise her
She
hand.
did not raise her hand.
No,
Okay.
nope. Rick didn't raise his hand. Like everybody was like, even Kelly T-Ball was like, maybe, maybe not. Like it was that kind of thing. It was funny. Um, yeah, so it was good. They asked the kids, so the kids who were there, like there was no young adults there, so no Tabiana, no Eden, none of that, no Geo.
Okay.
But it was the young girl who plays Donna, the young boy, Easton was there who plays Leo.
Oh, we haven't seen him
Yeah,
for a
and
while.
then yeah, and then Gary who plays James West. Um,
Okay.
yeah, Maxie's son. So the three of them were there, and somebody asked them like who they haven't worked with, who they would want to. Scarlett, and I was like, I love everybody. She's so cute. Um, and then Easton was like, I work with everybody already. And then little Gary was like, Diane. I'm like, what kind of trouble you trying to get James into? You want to work with
He wants to
Diane?
work with Diane because she must be really fun on the set,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah, yeah. She came in a very cute outfit too.
Okay.
Yeah. So when they broke down, like this guy who was at our table who had been there before was like trying to break down like what happened. So you get in like lines and then you wait for like whoever and like the actors who are like the more popular have like the longest lines. So I made a little game plan. I was like, well, I'm gonna just hop into every short line I can find, and then
Hmm.
if I have time, I'll wait in the longer lines. That was my game plan.
Yeah.
So we were getting moved. I didn't think I was gonna meet Rory at all. I was like, whatever, like so they moved people around the room, and then they also had people in the hall.
Uh-huh.
Because like it was like a big atrium kind of hall.
Hmm.
And so the place and they had all the actors' names like covered up. So me and this black
What do
woman
you
I
mean
met,
cover it up?
they were like covered. So then they uncovered them so that people wouldn't congregate next to actors' names like before people were ready to sit down.
Okay.
So they uncovered the name of the play. I'm right in front of it. It's Rory. I said, "Shut up! My number one in line." And this like black woman was like, she was like, "Oh my God, yes, we are." And she was so excited because she wanted to meet him.
Uh-huh.
And she was also going to like the Maurice Bernard event later. So they also sell these tickets that are like $600 or $700. I don't know, but like you can get to the front of any line. It's like a front of the
Okay.
line pass. I will also. Here's what I'll say. What was slightly frustrating is that all of those people congregated together. So like there's a difference between like if one person hops a line
Uh-huh.
versus like if eight people hop the line at the same time. Now for
Okay.
me, I didn't mind because I'm like, if you spend $700, you do what you want to do. Whatever. Like, do your thing. We ain't going
Yeah.
nowhere. But I think other people was kind of getting annoyed. And I was like, well,
Mm-hmm.
and I was, me, I was trying to calm people down, like, it's fine, they pay for it. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
So it was like all the line hoppers in the best way, all hop Rory first, but then after them, I also saw people like trying to push. He was popular. It was his
Mm-hmm.
first event. Nobody already had his autograph, and people like Michael. So all of those things made it like everybody wanted to meet him.
Mm-hmm.
So I had like the black woman like that I was with, whose name I keep forgetting. I was just like people were pushing her out of the way, and I was like, no, 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 you come. And so I had her go in front of me, and we chatted, and she loved it. I was so happy that she had that good experience. I did too. Rory recognized our podcast name. He's like, "Oh, you guys, I know Sunday Shift. You guys give us me a lot of love." I was like, "We do, Rory." I forgot I cut audio of us like giving him or you giving him like Performer of the Week. So
Oh
he
my God.
recognized that. Yeah.
That's
Um,
so good.
other like really, I obviously met Jacqueline, JGL.
Uh-huh.
We like screamed like we knew each other. For real, for real. It was so nice. She was so sweet. We also met the actor that plays Marco. So like we did pictures together because she was by
Mm-hmm.
herself at first. And then
Oh,
her and the actor who played Marco, they just came together and then they just did their stuff together. And people showed
nice.
her so much love. And I thought that was
Yeah.
great. Bring back
She should be
Blaze.
back on
Hashtag.
she should be back on the show with her brother.
Exactly.
That would be
Exactly.
great. Yeah.
Yeah. Hashtag bring back Blaze.
Yeah.
I
And
met
then
Hat Daddy.
and then
Oh, go ahead.
Blaze needs to give Christina the business. But anyway,
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Um, but yeah, I met Hat Daddy. He was very nice. So happy, so much
Does he know
smiling.
that's his nickname?
Yes. Yes, he does. And he had on a hat.
Awesome.
Um, Cassandra, who plays Terry, kind of walked up to her. I was like, I just want you to know that like we love you on the show. Like we want to see more of you. We want to see your
Mm-hmm.
love story. And the guy who played his name is Cyrus, but he plays Yuri. She was like, "Oh, is
Yeah.
this guy not enough for you?" Like he was like kind of like by her. And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "But we want to see it on screen because we don't see
Yeah.
y'all together." And I was like, and I told her that.
Right.
I was like, I just sent ABC an email telling them that I want to see Terry and I want to see Terry's love story. And she was like really touched by it and really sweet. Um, so that was good. Oh, I met the actress who played Molly, Kristen Vaganos. So she was kind of off in a corner. She ended up getting a long line, but I met her right after Rory because she was often like in a corner. People didn't see her at first.
Uh-huh.
And so I just told her how good she was doing, that we love her as Molly. I kind of like spoke like, we love you. Like, oh,
You're speaking for two people.
yeah, I was like,
Yes.
we love you. And so yeah, she was really great. Um, I did. Oh, so Jonathan Jackson was like just standing there, no line. I was like, what? So I wasn't gonna hop in again, but then I
Right.
heard them talking. They were like, he's about to leave because he's like really in
Okay.
pain. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. Well, I don't have to do this. He's like, no, 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 come, 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 get your picture. So I was like, are you sure? He was like, yes, 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 come get your picture. And so I got another picture with him, and I just like was like, I hope you feel better. And we talked about like tips for your back. So he kind of dipped out early. I was surprised he
Mhm.
came at all. Like I said, he was a lot
Yeah, he
because
had his
that
event
day,
last night. Yeah.
yeah, he also had a cane. So,
Oh,
and he couldn't get on stage, so he was like kind of sitting like at the lowest. Cynthia Watros, very kind. Very, I was like, damn girl, I'll be going in on Nina. And I won't change because we know the
yeah.
difference between real and real, right? Like that we know the difference between Cynthia's doing a great job
Oh yeah,
and Nina be pissing me off a lot of the times. But
yeah.
super kind. I like, her I went into her line. She was kind of like, she was like, how's your life? How are things going for you? And sometimes people say that and like they don't mean it. She genuinely felt like she meant it, like
Oh,
sweet person, very, very nice. We like were laughing about. I told her that Nina looked great in that pink dress at Willow's wedding. I said,
that's
"Oh,
one
Nina was
thing.
banging."
Nina and her outfits, man.
I
Yeah.
said, I
Yes.
was like, Nina was giving body yada 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 yada, and she laughed at that. And then we were just like laughing about like the lights, and I was like, she's like, the lighting here is terrible. I was like, well, you guys are being a diva and traveling with your own ring light, because that's what I would do. So that was good. And then I met Rick Hurst and Becky again. And
Uh-huh.
Met me. He saw me. He's like, "Oh, it's you and your podcast." I was like, "That's me."
Yes.
Um, and then Becky just like talked to us for a minute. I just like walked up to her talking to Bella and Connie, and so she just like chatted for a while.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, and Alexa
Awesome.
Havens had like the longest line. She's like ABC soap royalty, and she
Yeah.
had a really good during the panel. She had like a really good take uh I was gonna say Babe on Lulu, and she was just like, yeah, she's like she'd be acting absurd, and I just lean into it. And I was like, this is a great thing for like stands to remember that even the actors sometimes it's like, what is going on? But she had
She's
the
very
longest line.
she's very convincing at being
Yeah.
this really annoying
Yeah.
person. So
And
good for
so
her.
I didn't
Yeah.
have any pictures. I forgot to bring anything. So I
Uh-huh.
bought like this autograph board that I purchased it. And so it's all my autographs and they just signed all of it.
I like how they do that. I'm a tribute to all
Yeah.
my children. That's so sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then finally the Dom event. Oh my God, so good. So late. It was so late.
Oh
So
man.
yeah, he was so funny. His just straight Q&A chilling. They gave out free wine. Tara from Port Misery came through. So it was just like a good time. He's so funny. He did confirm a couple things. He confirmed he was excited about his Emmy nomination. He talked about his Emmy reel. So he put
Yeah.
in some stuff with Mo. Um,
Okay.
like prior to Sam dying, more about like
Yeah.
Lulu being sick. He put in like one of the bedside scenes after Sam did die, and
Uh-huh.
he said he put in something with Nancy as well. So I think it was like
Mm.
when they were talking about Sam,
Okay.
something like that. So he said that usually Emmy Rose can be up to 15 minutes. He thinks he put in like 10. And
Hmm.
he also confirmed that Michael Easton, um, uh Maurice Bernard and Steve Burton all put in for the Emmys
Oh
because I was
wow.
like, they did really great work. I didn't know if they submitted or not, especially
Yeah.
Mo. We were saying Mo was carrying shit on his back last year. So
Yeah.
they did all submit, but he was the one chosen. So we told him we was going to turn up if he didn't win.
For real.
um,
Yeah.
yeah, so he did
Amazing.
that. He talked about just like chemistry. He said that him and Alexa, like he thinks that they have like really natural chemistry, but they have to like play it down because they're at odds. He
Uh-huh.
talked about Gio. He was like, it was really hard for him to get to the place where he was like mad at Gio because the kid who plays him is so nice.
Yeah.
And like he didn't agree with like how hard Dante was going on him. So that was like a tough thing for him to play. Um he talked about, I asked him a question about recast. I was like, you have like a lot of scenes with like recast, like Lulu, Christina, Michael. Like, how do you handle that? He said it was hard, but like they're great actors. So he talked a little bit about that. He also talked about like Tara asked him about like basically being brother husbands with Sam's ghost with Jason. He was like, when Jason first came on, or you first came on, Jason tried to kill you, and now y'all are brother husbands. And he like laughed. He swears a lot. He's just like a good time. So it was really fun.
What do you mean?
And
He
then
he swears a lot? Like,
yeah, yeah,
oh, okay.
yeah. Just like very chill, very relaxed. Like he asked us a
Yeah.
lot of questions. It wasn't a whole lot of like raising your hand. It was more like yelling things out. He was like
Uh-huh.
asking us how we felt about certain storylines. That was like another time when people were dragging Drew. He was like, "Poor Cameron." Yeah, I think that that's pretty much it. We waited in line. I was so tired, y'all, because it went from 10:30 to 12:30. I was in there and I had one glass of wine. Your girl was nodding, okay? But he was super sweet in line. We got Tanya a little video. So next year we'll go together, but we got Tanya a video. Um,
Can I
Tara,
tell you? Can
yes,
I
yes.
tell you? When I
Tell me.
saw that video, he said my name. I was like, oh my God. He has an accent. It's so cute. I don't know if it's actually a New York accent or Canadian or whatever, but the way he said my name, I was like, wooing. It was great.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. Because I tried to like go like towards the end, so I wasn't like because we took a lot of time with him, but I was like, let
Hmm.
me, Tara told him about how she was like, Dante got himself shot by Sunny. He was like, what? She was like, you went in there. He's like, Dante went in there, no gun, no bulletproof vest, no nothing. Just like,
Right.
come with me. I've been betraying you. So they were like
Right.
joking about that. But yeah, he just overall was like a real good time. He really loves working with Alexa, obviously Mrs. Kelly. Loved the Sante relationship. But overall, it's like a really good time and really funny.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's
Yeah.
great. I would have just loved to have been there with Tara. I don't know. Tara cracks me up.
She's so funny.
I've been listening to her podcast. She is so entertaining all by herself, even if the
Yes.
podcast is like 2 hours. I
Yes.
be cracking up. It's amazing. And so we gotta have
Yes.
her on the show again because man,
I was thinking about doing
love
today,
it.
but I was like, it's gonna already be too long because we're gonna talk about this. So I said we'll timestamp it for people. But yeah, we gotta have her on soon. Um,
Yeah. You
so I
got
mean, so funny.
if you all haven't tuned in to Port Misery's podcast, she's
Yes.
back again. Please do so. I mean, it'll be the best 2 hours of your life. You
It's
won't
so
feel
chaotic.
you
And I
won't
love
feel
every
like you've
moment of
lost
it.
time. Like sometimes you
No.
feel like, okay, there's 2 hours of my life I won't get back. It doesn't matter. You will enjoy it.
Yeah.
Believe me.
I listen to her sometimes when I'm working.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
like
I mean, at my cubicle be like people like
yeah, so oh we gave Dom we like got like it was a one of a kind like branded mug, so we got him. We told him it was like his like nomination for the Emmy gift. Terrible Emmy gift, by the way. But we got him like a mug. On one side it was like Port Misery, on one side it was Sunday Shift logos.
oh, nice.
I gave him a Sunday Shift t-shirt. He recognized he knew us because he follows us on Instagram, which was really sweet.
Uh,
But yeah, so he was, I mean, I honestly like if y'all ever go, or even if you can't go to the whole thing, I recommend doing the Dom event if you're ever in Southern California during this time. It's so
okay.
fun. He again is such a good time. He's so relaxed, but he doesn't make it feel like like you could go into something like that and it could feel like it is like chaotic or not well put together or that you're being ignored. He didn't do
Mhm.
that. If he would like if there was a stack, he would remember who was on stack, or if somebody was like talking, he'd be like, oh yeah, we're gonna come back to you, but this person, I was like, how do you even remember that?
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, just super funny. Um, great actor, obviously, but just like really grounded in his character. Oh, he loves Amanda and Josh Swickard. Talked a lot about like loving to work with Amanda. He likes the Geo story. I was like, yeah, the timeline's a little funky. We don't know what's going on there, but he loves the story. He loves
Yeah.
playing it. He was he was surprised that a lot of us liked Dante and Valerie. He's like, I cheated on Lulu. We were like, yeah, well, y'all looked good together. He's like, we didn't look good together. So like that was just kind of the event for him. I would definitely do that again. So if I'm able
Yay.
to, if I can't do anything else, I would definitely do the Dom event again. So
Awesome.
yay. Hit us up if you want more. There's pictures on our Instagram. Hit those up. Shout out to Jacqueline Grace Lopez and Dom for their Emmy nominations and for being so great to us. And yeah, it was great.
Well, yay. I'm so glad you had a good time. I looked at all the pictures and you guys looked like you had a blast. So I'm
Yeah,
so happy you were able to go.
yeah. I'm on money
Yeah.
punishment after this, but
Yeah.
whew, we are now transition. We are now transitioning into the week. Tanya, who was your performer of the week for this week?
Well, we're gonna have to give it up to Katie McMillan. Oh my God. Girl,
Give my
she
girl her
cra
things.
when you people say the word crashed out and all when people say that, sometimes I feel like I don't know if it's being overused or not because sometimes people just be having moments and it's not necessarily a crash out. Oh my God. Willow crashed out twice this week. And it was like, she is so amazing. So I
Oh,
almost felt
so
sorry
good.
for her. Like it was sad. It was crazy and sad. And but she also had some good arguments against people who did her wrong. She's not acknowledging her part in any of this, but she did make some good points. A lot of stuff probably would not have happened if Nina had just told the truth, but we would never know. But I have to give her a shout out. She must have had several headaches all week because I had a
That
face for
girl is
her.
killing
Woo,
it.
brilliant.
Oh my goodness.
I
Well,
know.
I admire her because she takes this craft so seriously. She's
Hmm.
doing acting lessons. I always forget the woman's name, but she played Jennifer Smith on the show. She
Oh.
also was like the acting coach for like Nicholas Chavez and Avery Pohl. So it just shows she cares about the story.
Hmm.
I care about the story. I'm like, yes, Crash Out Willow. I'm mad at you, but girl, I want to see it.
Girl. Right. And she did. Yeah, she was amazing. So that's all
Yeah,
I have. I'm pretty sure there's probably some amazing other stuff, but she was
yeah,
the focus of the week, so I have to give it to her.
yeah. The other shout out, I mean, I feel like we do this every week. It's like we used to do this all the time with Nicholas, but I feel
Right.
like Rory just
Oh,
there's like this
yes.
ability. Oh, go ahead. No, please.
Oh
Say.
man, amazing. He's so amazing. Um, there was somebody made a comment on GH fan page on Facebook saying that he cries too much. And I was
Oh
like,
no.
first of all, as someone, you guys don't necessarily see it all the time, but I am a crier for real. I cry on soap operas. I cry, and then when I'm emotionally involved, when I'm mad and I'm trying to play it cool, I cry. And so I know what it's like to be a crier. And but he's so good with it. I said, it's not like he's like sitting in the corner boo-hooing in tears. It's not running down his face. It's just like it's an emotion and that he has that single Denzel tear going down his cheek that no
Yeah.
one you barely notice, but it's warranted because he's saying some really emotional stuff. And even if a lot of people think men don't have feelings or don't have the ability to express feelings. He does it so well. And if he
Yeah.
cries, that's just put icing on the cake. But
Yeah.
it's not like super noticeable. He's just so great with it. He doesn't have like you could like some people they have the tears welling up in their eyes and then they just no, it's just cool, but he's still saying what he has to say. He's expressing
Hmm.
himself, and it's amazing. And I also noticed he never had scenes like that on General Hospital on Young and the Restless. So it
Right.
goes to show the powerful content that he's working with. So
Hmm.
shout out to Rory, and I'm so happy
Yeah.
that a lot of people are seeing that, and I hope that I don't want him to leave like Nicholas Chavez did, but I'm hoping it really springs forward his career and people really notice it. And he wasn't nominated this year, I don't think, but
No.
definitely I think he will be next year. He
He
will
doesn't.
be.
He wasn't on
He
long
came
enough to be
in late.
nominated. Yeah.
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 I will say the other thing about him is other people who like Jonathan Jackson is another person who cries like that, and people like talk bad about him. I'm like,
Right.
why are you talking bad about actors who have like emotional connection and grounding into their characters? I think that's a great thing. I
Yeah.
also think that what Michael is carrying right now is emotional.
Hmm.
And so that's the thing I actually really like about his performance, that it's like you can see the betrayal, you can see the compassion, the love, the hurt, the hate, all of that in the performances. Uncle Drew, I was like, I know that's right.
Yeah,
um,
Uncle Drew.
and the other person I think who can do that kind of emotional work is Amanda Seton. I mean, she hasn't been on
Hmm.
this week, but they do
Yeah,
like this very
really
emotionally
good.
grounded work. And I love it. Like, because for me, and I say this all the time, GH has the best actors in daytime. And this is
Hmm.
like the way that they perform that I love. So
Hmm.
cry more to both
Yes.
Rory on screen and to that fan off screen. Cry more.
Right.
Let's get into the week because this was ooh, so good. All right, let's talk about the fallout from the Drillo wedding. So obviously it started last week, but this week we have Willow walking down the aisle. Everybody's there. Small wedding. Everybody's there. Drew does his vows, and then when it's time for Willow, she like lets his hand go and is like, did you sleep with my mother? What did you think about this?
I
I
was
need to know.
like, well, first of all, shout out to GH editing, making us believe that she would. A lot of people believe she would go through with the wedding
Yeah, I did too.
because she played it. She played it well. GH editors played it well. She walked down that aisle and everyone was believing. She also looked like she was catatonic, stoned, almost like she was in another place. She was just trying to get herself ready to blast off on Drew, and it was so worth it. Man, she said, "Did you sleep with my? I don't care what else excuse you got. Answer the question." And he had to answer it in front of everybody, even poor little Scout.
Ooh,
And
that was a
so
mess.
that was a hot mess. There was, I think, a meme of Alexis hustling a Scout out the door. Like it's time to go. Oh, another funny scene was Lucy. She kind of just screwed up. She's like, I don't need to be in the middle of this, but I want to hear every last word.
Yes. I don't mean to be in the middle, but I'm trying to be in the middle.
It was hilarious. And then that's another people, the other actors I need to give a shout out to Maura West and Rick Hurst.
That
As
background
the
work.
witnesses. Oh my God. But
That
again,
yeah.
powerful Willow, letting all the emotions out, recognizing for the first time that Drew has been playing with her the whole time and that she had fallen for the wrong man. Finally, everybody has been begging for this. It finally happened. Yes,
Yeah.
I was happy.
Yeah. When Rick Hurst talked about this actually, but he was like when he like was able to lean over to Maura West and be like, did you know about this?
Right? She's like, shh.
Be quiet. Okay, this my show is on. Um having Liesel back, just like not caring.
Yeah.
This was last week, but when she was like, I was promised an open bar, and Elizabeth was like, not at the ceremony. Okay. I said, Liesel, this is the vibe. Okay. Where is the
Right.
drink?
Right.
Um, and so then we also have, everybody just sitting there looking shocked and shook. Um, I also like was really thinking about how Willow did that in front of Scout. It wasn't even like a let get Scout out of this room, and it
Mm-hmm.
really parallels how Nina crashed out on Valentine at their wedding. So I'm like
Mm-hmm.
mother, like daughter, as always. They're
Mm-hmm.
just really doing their thing.
Did they talk about these scenes at the weekend? Like, did any of y'all ask them like how they played it and like what they were feeling or anything like that?
Um, Rick talked about. I mean, I didn't go to the Moore Cynthia event, so I don't know,
Yeah.
and I didn't ask
Okay.
them. And yeah. But
Okay.
Rick Hurst just talked about like loving being in the background. And one of the things that Becky said was that when they like Scout was actually supposed to be there longer, like in the script she
Oh,
was there
okay.
longer. And then when they rehearsed it, everybody was like, get Scout out of here. Like this kid
Yeah,
shouldn't
this
still be
doesn't seem
here.
right. Right.
Yeah. Um, so at least that's like a thing that they were able to
Okay.
change. But yeah, they didn't really talk too much about it. Just like they enjoyed the day and they
Okay.
enjoyed like playing it.
Okay.
Um, I loved Drew just looking so stupid. Well,
Mm.
and then Willow was like, so Willow, the point, she was like, oh, so you did it for me. And he's like, oh, it didn't come out right. Oh
Right.
no, come
No,
on, Congressman.
right. Tell
Say it
us.
right.
That's how it's supposed to come out. How it's supposed to be. Yeah. Mm.
Loved that. Loved that. Um, and yeah, just like then Willow like running out, Nina stopping Drew from going after her.
Mm.
How did you feel about like Nina and like her standing up to Drew in that moment?
I thought it was great. It was funny because somebody commented, what I think it was Tara in one of her podcasts, like when Nina is super mad, her voice goes down an
Yeah,
octave. And so
yeah,
she's like, don't you dare. I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
and she was
Cynthia be getting
like,
into that baritone, baby.
yes.
Yeah.
So it was very satisfying to be able to have someone block him and for her to be able to block him and it stick. Because usually she like tries to block him and then Willow comes in and was like, whatever. Not this
Hmm.
time. He wasn't able to get to Willow this time, and it was
Yeah.
funny as hell. And if we were able to get those background scenes from Rick and
The other thing that made me crack up during the background before everything blew up is when Lucy was like talking about the wedding and Rick is like gazing at Elizabeth and Ava like notices it. She's like,
oh my
oh, here he
God.
goes.
I was super excited about, Rick and Ava being together, but man, Rick and his love affair with Elizabeth one-sided right now is
Right.
crazy. He's doing it in front of what like with
The
the
world.
any possible in front of the world and even Ava. And I was like, that's so disrespectful. Uh-uh. No, I don't like it. So, I mean, not the fact that I don't necessarily
Yeah,
like Cody. I can't stand Cody as a character, but I'm glad that Ava's not just sitting waiting and being just in love with him and not recognizing how, scandalous he is,
exactly. Exactly. So after the wedding, Kai is like, Drew, I'll take you home. Kai, please. Okay. Get out of here. And
Yes.
like just they don't the show does Kai no favors. We'll get into it, but like just you don't have nothing to
Mm,
say about this.
nothing.
But anyway, Willow disappeared. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I wonder if you could pause it a little bit.
Hmm.
You need to get some water.
So let's talk about Willow running her behind, like mascara dripping,
The
crazy
funny thing
eyes
is
popping.
yeah, I mean, the funny thing is like everybody was just like, where is Willow going? Where would she go? And then no one had any idea that she would run to Carly. I thought that was like, but she wasn't running to Carly. She was running to see her kids looking a hot mess.
And also, like, how you know your kids was there, girl? Down with her. But anyway,
Mhm.
goes to Carly's house looking a mess, bamming on the door, screaming for Wiley. After we had already seen the scene with Wiley saying that he didn't want, he like was hating that his mom was marrying Drew.
Mhm.
That I think just has to really stick into like what we talk about because Wiley was like, why is she doing this? Why? There's so many like comparisons people are making between like Sasha and Michael and Drew and Willow, and it's just not the same. Yeah, it's kind of confusing as to why your daddy got a baby with your auntie. It's confusing, but it's not the same as like him being like, Mom, they're supposed to love each other, this and that. Like he was not happy. She's been
Right.
talking about how this is good for their kids and they're raising their kids together, and Wiley is like, why?
It's like, but you're supposed to be together. You and mommy are supposed to be together, not, the main difference is that Michael and Sasha never actually indicated that they were going to be together. They just had a baby. And then
Yeah,
so in Wiley's mind, I just got another little sister to hang out with, not like she's breaking up my parents.
right,
you know? So and he's seeing Uncle Drew as somebody that's breaking up his family and he's not happy. He's sad. That's
right.
sad. Right.
Ooh, a mess. And
Mhm.
so she goes and she's like demands to see him. And I loved Carly putting her a very soapy classic scene,
Mhm.
put her in front of the mirror to be like, girl, you cannot look at yourself.
Mhm.
Um, and then Michael comes through and like removes her. I thought the scene with her crying and Rick and Elizabeth coming and her like looking through the window, just like
Mhm.
really well shot. Like this is like
That
we soaping.
yeah, definitely soapy. She's like banging, Wiley, Wiley. And then Michael and Carly were just like, no, you can't. I was surprised that
Yeah.
Wiley did not hear her out the window. That would have been like, oh, I would have been bawling if Wiley saw her. Woo!
The
But yeah,
mob
but
compound has like that thick glass.
right, bulletproof. Outside shenanigans is not happening here.
Yeah.
But
So here
uh,
comes Rick and Elizabeth. Um, and when her we've talked about this so much about how Willow like just doesn't have anybody.
mhm.
So when it was like really sad to hear her say, "Where am I gonna go? Can't go back to Drew's house. Can't go to Nina's house. All of these
Not
decisions you made,
nobody.
girl. Like, because Nina was gonna get you your own house.
She sure was. Oh
Yeah,
my God. And so I'm hoping, okay, so she goes back to Elizabeth and Rick counsels her, the next morning and says, I'm going to help you get your kids back. And she's like, well, how are we going to do it? And he's like, by doing nothing. You
yeah,
need to, you need to get your life together before we can start thinking about you having custody of kids.
yeah.
But why did she not listen to that? She goes
She
back to
don't listen at
Michael.
all. She don't listen at all. Well, so let's back up. So obviously Nina's upset. I thought the scene with her and Rick was funny. He was just like, she's like, obviously I would make a deal with the devil for my daughter. But as Rick tells her, she's like, I'll pay for it, but don't tell Willow.
Mhm.
Rick is like, well, didn't your lion mess us up already? So she
Keeping secrets,
goes,
like keeping secrets from Willow doesn't work apparently.
come on, girl. So she goes to, take Willow some clothes. It doesn't go well.
hmm
Like you said already, Willow doesn't take responsibility for anything that she did wrong. And it's all Nina's fault and it's all this. And so Nina has to text Rick to be like, Willow's not listening. Can you please take this case on?
Yeah.
When Rick tells her he's gonna do a pro bono, Liz's face was like, "You
Like, why are you
don't know,
lying?
you don't do nothing for the free." So,
Right. He's like giving that a side eye.
but this is even like, I mean, how many? This is another case of like manipulating Willow. This
hmm
continues to happen to her from lawyers to parents, and I did appreciate. What did you think about Willow talking to Elizabeth and saying that Drew and Nina were just like Shiloh and Harmony all over?
I mean, I appreciate her saying that. And even when she had that conversation with Chase a long time ago, where
Hmm.
she's saying, I tend to fall for guys that are manipulative or trying to help me, or I fall for people who I see as a hero or something like that. She makes these analysis, but her actions don't translate to understanding. So
Hmm.
she kind of knows what she's getting into, but she still gets into it anyway. Like she'll hear it
Hmm.
out of one ear, she'll even repeat it like she was in high school, but she doesn't put it into practice. That's a
Right.
problem. she didn't graduate. Apparently, she didn't graduate from high school because she's still just regurgitating facts back, but not putting anything
Right.
into practice at all. So that's what's annoying right now. I don't even know. I don't know if I can believe that she's actually internalizing any of things that she's saying,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know. So she could say it all day long.
Yeah.
I won't see a breakthrough until her actions actually show it.
Yeah. It's I do wonder how it's
Hmm.
gonna end up showing up for her because, like, I mean, she just won't take accountability for her part in anything. It's all what
Hmm.
somebody else did to her.
Hmm.
And at some point she does have to like grow up. So we have her go to Michael's house, and I want to hear your opinion on this. So we have her go to Michael's house. She like kind of talks to him about understanding, and he was right, and this and that. We also talked about this and we called it because you remember that the stuff with the Germany clinic. We were like, when is
Hmm.
that going to come out? And I was like, I think everything's going to come out at the same time.
Hmm.
So this happens, and it's like, okay, well, we can like make these decisions for our kids now. Let's do it. And he was like, nah. Do you think Michael should let her see those kids?
At first, I thought she was making a good, effort and to sound reasonable, right?
Hmm.
She was like, Michael was actually, yeah, telling her, this isn't the only time Drew has manipulated you. He also kept you from seeing me at the clinic. And she realized that, he was the one that paid off the nurse or whatever. Um, and so those little that conversation that she had with him at first, it sounded like she was the old Willow. And even Michael said that to Carly later on. But she has these little bursts of insanity, where she's like, okay, so now we know all this. Can I see my kids? And then she starts wilding out. And I'm like, see, that instability is the reason why you can't be with these kids right now. Because what if you start flashing on Wiley the minute he says something that you don't like? That's the reason why, you can't be with these kids right now. You need to be able to control your emotions and to be able to think clearly. Because kids, they don't understand that you aren't right in your mind. And they'll innocently say something and then you snap on them and then that's it. They don't understand that mommy's crazy. Some kids, it's really sad when I hear stories about this because some kids have parents who are just wild and they don't ever get any help and kids have to adapt to that. That's
Right.
like, that's really, really sad. Like some parents just aren't ready to be parents. And she's not at that place right now. So
Yeah.
I think Michael did make a good decision. But we can see it in the scenes and he talks about it later. Like she had these moments of clarity where you're like, okay, maybe I'll just let you see her but no, she starts snapping and getting crazy. Yeah.
It's tough. It's
Like,
really
right.
tough. I do wonder if like I mean, this is like I think what makes this story good, to be honest.
Hmm.
Is that from Michael's vantage point, he doesn't know about Daisy yet. We as an audience know about Daisy, so I could be like, "Nah, girl, this was unhinged."
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
Michael doesn't know about that yet. We also
Right.
have the looming thing about like this judge being paid off by Sidwell, which I actually hate.
Right.
So it's you just never know. So at first, like part of me was like, not for Willow, but for Wiley and Amelia, would it be a problem to have like supervised visitation? And then maybe even have her like say no to that. Be like, I shouldn't have to be supervised to see my kids. Because right now, you we have to think about the way she treated Michael when she thought she was gonna get them kids.
Hmm.
It was you could see the kids for a weekend and this and that, and me and Drew about to move the kids to DC against your wishes. It
Right.
was no consideration of co-parenting. Even in the you don't believe your child when something happens over your man, that's dangerous.
Hmm.
Then you have when they ask when Rick is in the court and asks like, well, what if they give you joint custody? And she's like, well, I don't know if I would be comfortable doing that with Michael. No consideration for your kids and them needing their dad. It's
Right.
about what you feel. Plus, you've
Hmm.
allowed yourself to be manipulated by Drew. after everybody told you no. We hear you just doing everything. You was okay with Drew doctoring Michael's drug or like drug test to make it seem like he's a drug addict. You've been okay with a little bit too much for people to think that you are a stable person to be a parent. Um, but I do so in the real world, Tracy, I'm like, yeah, probably give her like supervised visitation, have the court, deal with it. But show, watching the show, I'm like, she don't deserve nothing. Give her zero thing. Give her dust.
Give her
She got to start
dust.
taking some responsibility.
Yeah,
And when Michael finds out, I wonder how long the Daisy thing. I'm imagining that's going to be like a very long story. I don't think that we're going to find that out anytime soon.
well, yeah, I don't know if we're gonna find out anytime soon, and if we do, she'll do something more drastic. So when that it'll
Yeah.
become obvious that she did it. Like she's like right now, she's like she after the conversation with Michael, she goes back home and talks to Liz and tells Liz that she went over there, and she's like, Rick was right. I can't get my kids until I get normal. And I'm thinking she's saying it. I'm not sure if she's internalizing it, so we'll
No,
see.
she's definitely
But
not.
there's all these things that she could do. And here's Tanya in her mind. This is how Tanya feels that she should do it. Okay, I need to get my own place. I need to get a job. I need to be normal. And then when I'm normal and Michael sees me be normal and I'm not asking for it, he may offer it. I don't think she's gonna do that.
Hmm.
Right?
I mean,
She's gonna be stalking. She's gonna be showing
right.
up at his little swim meets. She's gonna be, at the park when he's at the park, girl. She's gonna stalk and then it's gonna escalate and she's gonna kidnap Wiley. And that's when it all comes out about Daisy. I'm writing the show for you, GH.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Hmm. I mean, I think the other piece of it though is that I think she's gonna kidnap them kids. Like we've heard
Hmm.
so much about Isaiah's cabin. My assumption is gonna be that she's gonna take the kids to Isaiah's cabin, and then Isaiah's gonna be part of that story too.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
what I think is gonna happen because
Yep.
she's just done too much, and we've seen she's unhinged. Nina knows she's unhinged. Nina, the reason she's so concerned and like what she was basically saying, she's gonna tell Willow about her and
Hmm.
Drew is because she knows what Willow did to Daisy.
Hmm.
So that
Yep.
stick a pin in that prediction that Willow is going to kidnap them kids and take them to that
Shoot a
cabin.
cabin because nobody
Yeah,
gives a damn about that cabin, but they keep talking about it.
but they keep
So
talking about it.
keep talking
Like,
about
okay. How do you feel about
it.
Drew knowing? So originally Drew assumed it was Nina who told her. And then
Hmm.
now it's like known that Curtis is the person who told Willow. And so Drew gave like this fake, like they're like trying to come together, like let's cause a truce. We also have a little bit of Aunt Stella up in there, and so he knows that Stella helped Martin with his medical stuff. Do you think it's gonna get messy that way, or do you think it's gonna go a different way?
I don't know, but I think Curtis is relaxing too easily because that was just too simple for him to Drew to be like, yeah, seems like I see the error of my ways. I lost Willow, so let's not fight anymore. Drew is hella petty because he's going after Sonny for no reason.
Yeah,
If he can be petty over that, you think he's just gonna let it go, Curtis, that you and him have beef? No. And
no,
I really kind of I hope Portia does not see this truce as a reason to not tell the truth about what happened to her. Because
yeah,
I like the idea that Portia is taking her power back and coming clean. I like that as just as a moral standpoint. And so if she doesn't do that, that just puts her more and more at risk and more at stress. And I hope Curtis does not convince her to not tell the truth. She's wanting to do it. Trina is old enough to deal with the consequences of knowing her parents aren't perfect. Let it come out. I wouldn't trust it, Curtis. I would keep the eye behind the back of your head. And Michael, continue working with Michael to bring Drew down because he needs to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping
Hmm.
that when if Drew says or Curtis says something to Michael about like this truce or whatever, Michael's gonna be like, you know, that's a lie. Like I really do hope if
Right.
somebody says to Curtis, that's stupid, that's not happening. I
Yeah.
don't want him to just be looking stupid. I mean, he already looks stupid a lot, but I don't want him to look stupid over this. What else do I have about this? Oh, and then this kind of like fallout with Trina and Kai. I love that Jocelyn like ran up on him. Oh, so you ain't gonna speak? What's going on, Kai?
Yeah.
Traitor. Um, he just like the personality is not personality for me, Kai. And I just want him to be a little bit more upset. How do you have like this mentor that like cheated on Willow with her mama? And it doesn't make you start questioning other things. So now you're just like, oh, well, I don't know. Like, here's my values on this. There has to be a way to like understand this or at least have some feelings. So when he talks to Trina, he's like, well, if I did feel bad or if I felt a way, would that mean something for us?
And she's like,
I
no.
mean, it would might mean something for your intelligence. Because you look
Yeah,
at
and
Dum
then
Dum.
I kind of like the talk that Curtis had with Trina. Again, hopefully it really actually he internalizes the conversation that he had, and it sounds like he may be like realizing that he probably needs to forgive Portia. But that don't mean Trina needs to forgive Kai. He's just talking. But it was nice conversation. I hope he internalized it. But Kai, it's weird. It's like, is he connecting with Drew for what? Over money? Because you had more moral and more caring and more guidance from Trina's family than you ever did from Drew. And yet
Ever.
you're willing to throw all of that away over some guy who can give you money. Again, if we had any inkling over why he valued that money more than he valued Trina's family, I might feel sorry for him, but I don't. It seems really superficial for you to feel sorry for Drew over, you know, Trina's family. And so
Mhm.
I don't feel sorry for him at all. I have no like I'm glad Trina still is throwing him to the curb. He deserves it. And if you can't even wake up in your mind enough to know what's a better choice for you in your life, you deserve everything you get, sir.
Yeah.
I hope Trina goes after your best friend and gets him.
You're reading my mind. Right now, Kai seems like a one-dimensional dum-dum, and I'm
Right.
not interested. I know that, obviously there's people who are like calling for like a Spencer recast. Here's my thing. I want like part of the problem is not just about Trina's romantic interest. It's about
Hmm.
Trina's lack of story. So we have
Hmm.
Emma and Jocelyn like deep in the spy story, and Trina is like actually systemically like removed from it because she can't know.
Hmm.
We had like the Joel Sartori like animal exhibit come. Now, if you remember the first time that came and Sydney was still Trina, she was like hustling and bustling and putting that together herself. She was reaching out to rich people. She had scenes with like Ned, like with she was like really doing something. So it's not just about like her having a better love interest, it's about her not having a story at all. And if you bring Spencer back, in general, like the reason Michael worked coming back is because Michael was needed on the canvas. If we're not gonna have Cassadines, is Spencer really needed in that way? It's
Hmm.
different if you can get the actor back, but like like I don't know if I think the show will take the risk on a recast. Rory is like lightning in a bottle. Nicholas
Hmm.
Chavez, lightning in a bottle. Every recast is not like that. So will they recast this character that was really popular with a really popular actor, not knowing how people will respond to it, and bringing them back in a family that's not existent for a love interest that y'all might, or not y'all, but like people might hate, if they don't have the chemistry versus like trying to figure out how to do something else. So I
Hmm.
know people are asking for it. I'm not obviously not against it, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Hmm.
So we shall see. You brought up Cody and Molly. So obviously like Molly was like at the pool supposedly reading War and Peace. Well, what she was actually reading was a book called Rawhide and Satin. She had asked Cody, or Cody had asked her to put a sunscreen on his back. Christina clocked it and like went and like spoke against Cody to Molly, had her second guessing herself, all of that, and brought Michael in. Now, here's the thing I will say about Christina and Molly. I'm pretty up in the air about Cody and Molly. I do think they have chemistry. But what's tough is that Christina's so manipulative, and we're not talking about how manipulative that is. Molly has not really had any other love interest besides TJ. Alexis brought it up a little bit, but to the point of like she doesn't even really know how to be like flirting with men or whatever. Like that is actually not what she knows how to do because she's been with TJ since she was a kid. She had that
Hmm.
one night stand with Brando. I think she was drunk. So to have your sister know that you are like trying to navigate something and then also have her like lying to you and manipulating you at the same time, it's not great. What do you think about
No.
it?
Yeah, I more boo points for Christina, apparently. Because we all knew why she was doing it. And it's really sad because, okay, again, I don't like the character of Cody, but Cody brings out a side of Molly that I hadn't seen for a while. I
Yeah.
actually forgot that she wrote romance novels. I was like, wow, I forgot about that. And it's actually really exciting to see another part of Molly outside of being the, moral high ground lawyer that we've seen her be for the past several years. She's got a different side to her. She's got a romantic streak. I love it. I hopefully she's continuing to write this novel. It's not just a thing for this past weekend. I'm hoping she's continuing to do it. And boo to Christina. Girl, you're not like everyone is like Alexis and Christina are like talking about this plan like it's a viable solution. It's not. The solution is to tell the truth. And so they're like condoning this behavior. And I'm like, and it's what makes me hate Alexis because she's like this. She and Chris, she talks to Sunny like Christina gets all of her worst instincts from Sunny. She gets her worst instincts from you, Alexis.
Yes.
You are the biggest hypocrite ever. You act like you've never done anything wrong in your life that you need to atone for. The fact that you killed her first boyfriend. She knows you did
I
this.
was okay with it.
It was okay, but she did, again, see, in Christina's mind, it's okay and it's kind of okay with the audience. But this is something that she learned from Alexis, not from
Right.
Sunny.
Right.
And Alexis keeps lecturing Sunny like he's the person that's the worst influence in Christina's life. And I'm just like, girl, you are a hypocrite. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. But
I
but
know you're not a
yeah,
fan.
I am not a fan. I'm just like, I can't. So
I love how
yes,
much
this
you
is
can't stand her. It's so funny.
so again, Christina is doing this thing to Molly who does not deserve it. I'm just like,
Hmm.
oh. So yeah, that's what I think about it.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I did enjoy Cody this week
Mhm.
with Tracy when I put Drew out. Oh, I did not say this. Okay. The guy who plays Yuri, his real name is Cyrus. Bulky. Okay. And kind of cute in real life.
Okay.
He put
Okay.
his arm around me. I was like, calm down, sir. I don't want to have a crush on you. Let's move it around. But he was very nice. But I just thought that I thought their scenes was so funny.
Oh yeah.
Tracy let him go upstairs.
All right, fine. Go ahead.
My
There you go.
God.
There you go,
So
friend.
good. Jane Elliott, the queen you
Yeah.
are.
Yes.
Let's get into Spy Hospital. So, um, Brennan like calls them in and like calls Joss in and like essentially tells her like don't fall in love with Vaughn because he just playing. I was like, this feels a little sexist, Brennan. Like, I don't know. But anyway, I do at least like that the storylines are converging. So you
Hmm.
have the Geo Emma stuff, you have the Jocelyn Vaughn stuff, and that also is converging in with the Brit stuff. That at least makes a little bit of sense. I do think that that was part of the problem with what was happening in in Lucky's return, that it wasn't
Hmm.
really grounded too much in anything that we cared about at home.
Hmm.
This
Right.
like actually feels like it's connected and it's like not a straggler. Can't talk today.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that at the very least. But Jocelyn is like pretending to play Davon. Carly like, girl, what is this? Um, and now she has to like quit the little job with the professor because they are going to wherever Britt is. Where's she at? I can't remember the
Somewhere in
resort is called
Germany.
Five Poppies, but I don't know
Yeah.
remember the name of the not Germany. I don't remember what the name. Anyway,
Somewhere. Yeah.
they're going and they're pretending to be a married couple. I don't like Joss and Vaughn. I'm not a fan.
I'm not either. And I just thought it was hilarious that Brennan was like, don't let anyone recognize you. And they're about to be totally recognized by Britt. Britt's gonna be like, Jocelyn, what are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Jason's about to be up in there. Everybody's gonna catch her. Her little stint as an agent is about to go up in smoke. It's crazy. But also, what I like about the story is now that they've brought Dante in and then Gio's going to get in, I think this might be the opportunity for them to connect in a way that they
Yeah,
haven't been before. So I think that's nice. I'm looking forward to seeing how that comes about.
yeah.
Um, yeah, but yeah,
I
Spy
think that they're gonna
Jocelyn.
have some good scenes together. I do think they're gonna have
Yay.
some good scenes together. Yeah, I mean, I just feel like one of the thing that would have made the story better is if we would have found out that like Joss was always Dex's mark, that Dex was in the WSB, that Joss was his mark, and then he fell in love with Joss. And so when Joss became part of the WSB, Dex was there. Because to me, that would make more sense to Vaughn. We already know Dex. I obviously have a soft spot for Evan. And it would have been like a great reveal. Because you remember
Yeah,
or Dex's first big reveal was that he worked for Michael in the first place. We were like, what? So
right.
I think
It
having him
totally
be a
would
part
have
of,
made sense.
yeah.
They did not
So
need a new. They did not need a Dex. They should have just kept Evan.
yeah. Yeah, I'm out here for Timu Dex. I don't like it. But we'll see. Also, we also found out that Obrick doesn't know that Britt is alive. Because that was the thing that
Hmm.
was up in the air, whether or not she knew.
Yeah. Apparently
Um,
she really faked her death for everybody.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so, Jason got these clues that like she thought Britt would want to be cremated, or not cremated, but she got cremated, but she thought she would want to like donate her body to science for Huntington's. She didn't. Um, they also have the thing where he goes to Anna, and Anna's like, she might be alive, but she probably should leave it alone. I was like, that's how you know Anna is spy. Anna said,
Right.
nah, let it be. And then we also have him going to Elizabeth asking for help with like a hospital database. So we find out that Britt never, like, they never scheduled the cremation, and Jason is now on his way with more of a battery in his back to find Britt.
What I liked again, shout out to Steve Burton. Man, Drew was already over at Elizabeth's house when
Yeah.
Jason came over, and Jason came in, and Drew's like, "What are you doing? Are you following me?" Jason was like, "Nobody care about you." Like, yes, it gave Drew, I guess, some food for thought. But man, I love that. He's like, "You Willow's in trouble because of you, dude." So. Mm. And Elizabeth was like, well,
Mm-hmm.
oh, those are good
Mm-hmm.
scenes.
I think they were really good
I
scenes. And I love that Jason could care less about
right.
Drew's wedding. Because even when he saw Obrick, she's like, "Oh, you want to talk to me about Drew's not wedding?" He was like, "No,
No,
didn't
I
care
came
at
here to talk.
all."
I came here to talk about Brit. You
Yeah.
know what? Given the energy we have with, the fan weekend, as much as we all hate Drew, if Cameron Matheson walked in my grocery store, I would probably hug him and be like,
Yeah.
"Aw, you're amazing."
But I already met Cameron because I know him a little, right? He's
Uh-huh.
very sweet. I do
Yeah,
feel very bad for him because he's such like he just has like really good energy. So I know it must be hard for him to play this character that everybody hates. And
yeah.
it's universal, baby. Everybody hates this man. Sorry, Drew. It's rough. It's yay. What else do I got on the docket? Um, Oh yeah. So Jason calls like the five poppies to get information. Britt's in the back because Britt is like, I'm so tired of being stuck up in here. We don't know exactly what's happening. Maybe she's getting treatment. Maybe she's part of whatever. In my mind, she's like a guinea pig for something for Huntington's. I don't know.
hmm
Um, do you think the Faison's gonna come back?
I don't know. Well, I just thought that last scene was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like the guy's trying to sell Jason on a Poppy reservation. Here comes Brett busted to the office. Give me my keys. And Jason's like, I was like,
Hmm.
yes, he's definitely going out. But I mean, it's a possible. If it's phase on, or I don't care if it's phase on, I would like it better if it was the Cassadines, but whatever.
Um,
But it seems like somebody is doing some kind of experiment on Brit, and it's probably having to do with Huntington's. I think what GH is going to do is come up with some magical cure, which I hope, well, I know medically it's like, no, that's not it, but they're going to come up with something to keep Brit alive because apparently we're about to get a new Brit Jason romance.
yeah. It's tough when they do this, when they like do a real disease.
hmm
Because like Huntington's a real disease. Give people soap
hmm
diseases so that you can do soap cures.
Right.
You know? Like
Yeah.
let's do that. Um
Maybe
the
they'll
other
do a misdiagnosis. Like maybe they'll have like they'll say like this doctor actually didn't know what he was
oh
talking about.
yeah,
And you got something close to Huntington's, but you're not really Huntington's.
right. Because Faison
Yeah.
had it.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I don't
died.
know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um we have Erica Slazak coming back, possibly playing Monica's sister. And apparently Martin's gonna be somehow part of that story. I don't get it. Did I miss something? Do you know what it is?
No. I mean, right now it's just rumor. Nothing has been confirmed. So everyone's just guessing. We don't
Oh,
know.
is it a rumor? I thought I saw. Okay, maybe I didn't see confirmation. Maybe
Yeah.
I just saw it from a
Like
rumor page.
we do know that she's coming back. Well, she's coming back as her sister, but we don't know like what it's about or why.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, the sister thing is
um,
confirmed. Yeah, but it just
yeah.
seems like Martin is a part of this story. He's like asking weird questions. I don't know. I think they've already done like way back in the day, like a Monica looking for her family storyline. I don't even
hmm
know if the sister's trying to get money because Monica ain't really got money. Like I get like, I don't know.
Who was it? Maybe it was Tara I was listening to. She's like, the only thing Monica has is the house. Like
Right.
yeah, the money and all that other stuff is coming from a Quartermain ELQ. So it's not like Monica has a gang of money or anything. So
Right.
you
I don't
don't
know. And
know.
then finally we got Lucas versus Sunny and Carly. Oh, Lucas. So I love Lucas. I love Lucas with Marco. And
hmm
I think it's tough anytime you put people against Sunny because they look silly. And to me personally, they got Lucas out here looking silly. Mostly
Yeah.
because like we all kind of knew that that Sunny wasn't gonna kill Marco, and Lucas
hmm
is going really hard. So he's like,
hmm
Carly doesn't respect my relationship, and da 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 da. What Carly is really saying is your little relationship ain't worth the decades I put in with Sonny. And you're lucky your little boyfriend is alive, considering his daddy tried to kill Christina. And Marco is not. I saw somebody like, or maybe I was talking to somebody who was like trying to like compare Marco to Michael, like, oh, well, and I will be mad if these things happen to Michael. Michael's not part of Sonny's world. Michael
Hmm.
is not Sonny's lawyer for any, like, he's not part of the coffee business. He ain't part of none of that. Michael does ELQ and love his daddy. And
Hmm.
so Marco came to town to do stuff with his mobbing East African warlord father. You put yourself in danger, friend. So sorry.
Yep.
I'm victim blaming.
And your boyfriend is lying to you because he's
That's the
saying
other piece.
you don't know this, but he's lying to you. So you can't trust him. And yet you're about to throw away a relationship with your sister over some dude you just met,
Yeah.
who you only just now had sex with, sir.
It's also tough because Sonny, like they talk about Sonny like they talked about him in '96. That's not who Sonny is anymore. We don't
Hmm.
really actually see Sonny. I mean, like he did the thing with Dax, and then he did kill yeah, oh boy. But he's not the same kind, like they always give him this justification. He's not just like this ruthless thug anymore. He is
Hmm.
more of a family man. Everything is about protecting his family, not about protecting like some sort of business interest. So all of these things that they have Lucas saying about him look silly compared to like what we see actually happening with Sonny. So I hate that they're doing it. I hate that they have him looking silly. Um, and I was also like, Felicia, this conversation you have with him is not swaying me at all.
And Sonny's really having Lucas look like silly. Like Lucas goes
Yes.
off on Sonny, and Sonny's like, "All right,
Douche
you
needs
do
to.
what you got to do."
He's like, maybe I'll tell Christina that you did this. Do what you
He's
got to.
like, "Go ahead."
Like, that's the
He's
thing that
probably
makes it
like,
so tough to go up against Sunny, that you look silly.
Sonny's probably thinking, "Go ahead, tell Christina. She crazy anyway." So, um, but
There you go.
yeah, Sonny
Yeah,
was Sonny was funny this week. He was funny with
very.
Lucas. He was funny with the Alexa secretary.
Oh my God, him getting them snacks or like the cake and the
The pie, the
coffee,
coffee,
flirting with her. Mo was having
and
the time of his life.
with the lawyer too. It's like, ah, Sid Will's wife. It was great.
I loved it. I loved it. Well,
And
one of the things. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
another thing that's funny is Tara calls him Latino son.
Yes, East African warlord's Latino
He's
son.
a son.
Oh my
Oh. Did
God.
they meet? Did Tara meet him at the thing?
No,
Oh
because
man.
Dom's event was so late, everybody was basically gone.
Okay.
Yeah. Mora and Cynthia came in because they had their event right beforehand.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I just saw I'm still at the hotel. Um, the Brooklyn and Chase event is happening right now, and I
Oh.
believe Dom and Alexa like showed up to it as like a little surprise, which was sweet.
Oh,
Yeah,
sweet.
it looks cute. It was another that was another That's hard to be sparing. Um, Next year maybe I'll start putting my
Yeah.
money aside.
Yeah. Me
Next year
too.
won't be a Beyonce tour, so then I will be able to do more. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And next
Um,
year, now that we know it's around this time, I'll plan for it. So, like, if family comes, I'll be like, yeah, not this week.
right,
Right.
right.
Yeah.
So I do want to talk about moving on. So like these are a little bit of like spoilers around like couplings. Like there's such a lack of romance and pairings on the show.
Hmm.
I think a lot about because like I used my first ABC soap was like All My Children. And I always think about All My Children as like the couple show. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like it
Yeah.
was. It was couples that like that was the story. And GH really doesn't have that. And even these like kind of spoilers, I think for the next 2 weeks, do not make me excited. So I'm gonna read them. Curtis and Jordan have an unexpected close moment. Boo, tomato, tomato. Don't want to see it.
Yeah, and the reason is because Portia is gaining her strength back, gaining her person like her power back, and Curtis is actually finding that attractive. And to have Jordan usurp that, I don't like that.
Well, I'm also fine if Portia like leaves him and goes sleeps with Isaiah. So
Yeah, that's true.
um Sunny and Justine, that's the ADA or the DA, connect. Another Brenda bot. Do we need it? No.
No.
But Sunny has been
Yeah.
celibate for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
This is the
He
longest
has
he's
been
ever gone.
single. Yeah. And Sonny was like the dude. And he's now not duding. That's crazy.
Yeah. Emma opens up to Trina about her feelings for Gio.
Now, this no one is surprised about, and it's kind of cute. I think they would
Yeah.
make a cute little couple. So,
Yeah, I
but
love them together. And I like the Emma Trina friendship.
yeah,
Yeah. Lucy and Sidwell admit to a mutual romantic interest. To
I don't know.
Lucy.
I liked Lucy with Martin better. I
Yeah.
thought they had a better chemistry, and I was super excited about them as a couple.
Yeah.
Jen's, I don't know. I don't think there's anyone on the canvas that actually would. I don't know. I think Sidwell needs somebody that challenges him in a different way before I would get excited about it.
Yeah. Mm.
And
And then the last one, oh,
I also think Carlo Rhoda is hot enough to have a relationship. I just don't think it's with Lucy. I don't think
oh,
it's
and
exciting.
the aura off that
Yeah.
man,
Oh my
nuts.
God. Right. Totally.
Nuts. In
That's
person, aura. I didn't get a chance to get a picture with him because he left early, but his whole like, I mean, he just commands a space. Mm.
wow.
A
Mm,
man.
that's a
He was
man.
and he was next to his wife. They're just like a hot couple. I was like, I see y'all. Um, and then we got Britt Westbourne and Jason Morgan reconnect. Now, I hate the idea of Charlie and I hate the idea of liaison. And Sam's dead, so I'm okay with you, Britt.
Hey.
You know?
And now Sasha had put that in his head that you don't need to be single, Jason. And so now he's like, okay, well, here's an opportunity.
Yeah, and all they're very heavy-handed with these flashbacks.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So, but and people
Yeah.
are like, well, they weren't together that long. It doesn't have to be that long. Crushes, when you have a crush on somebody in the beginning, it's very intense. It's very like, oh my God, this is the person for me. And if it doesn't come out, you're still thinking about that person just because you don't know what could have happened. So that's what Jason is going through right now. It's like he had an intense
Yeah.
crush on her, and now he's trying to follow it through.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Mm.
so I have a wild take, a little bit of a wild take to talk about, a
Please
hot
tell
take.
me.
I want to talk about GH on Family Feud. And this is
I
probably
haven't
why
watched it
I have,
yet.
oh my God. Okay, well, do you want to watch it before we talk about it?
No, go ahead. I was
I,
thinking about if I can find a video of it that's not like online, I was gonna react to it. I was gonna just like record a reaction to it. So go ahead. I'm fine with you
okay.
telling me.
This is the reason I think my feelings about Curtis is softened because of how Donnell performed on Feud. He was so
He's very
cool.
handsome.
He's
Yeah.
very handsome and he's very cool. I'd be like, all right, Donnell, I'll see you. So yeah. And Maurice Bernard was hilarious. And I also like watching Young and the Restless and seeing, I like watching both shows. So it's cool to see, those actors on Family Feud and interacting with Steve Harvey.
Steve.
Steve's funny. But I also
Well,
think that's the only job he could ever have for the rest of his life.
I mean, it's a good job though.
It is, and it's hilarious.
Um, before we get into previews for next week, do you have anything else? Any other hot takes?
Yeah,
Oof, we've talked for a while. All
yeah,
right,
we have.
next week, Monday, Anna encounters Obrick. Oh, I forgot. Oh my God. Them having Rocco call Britt his other mom, get it out of here. Absolutely not. Not cute. I actually hate the story around like the choices women make around how to have babies. Just absolutely not. Britt is nothing like Rocco's mom. Obrick is nothing like Rocco's grandmother. No, no, no. And then you had Lulu saying to my brain is broken. Lulu saying to Brooklyn that like it was she brought her son to her and that
Oh
it
yeah,
was her
that was
fault she didn't let Dante be his father. No,
no.
absolutely not.
The only part I like about it is Rocco standing up to Lulu and Lulu having to just be like, oh, because Laura was like, don't get in the way of this, even
Right.
if and so I like the fact that Rocco is standing up to her because Lulu is out of control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, um Ava makes a proposal, obviously to Alexis.
Mhm.
Britt is taken aback. Chase runs into Geo. Rick and Molly meet for dinner. Tuesday, Jason confides in Sunny. Michael shares his suspicions. Carly and Lucas have a frank discussion. Willow tries to make amends. Sidwell attempts to deter Tracy.
Mm.
Wednesday, Sunny makes a connection. Chase confronts Michael. Chase, don't piss me off.
What does he have to confront Michael about?
I don't know.
We're all
I do
we're
wonder. I do wonder if like so there's like a Willow tries to make amends, so I wonder if she like tries to manipulate Chase
oh,
the day before,
possibly.
you know?
Yeah. Look at it.
Um,
Look at it. Look at me defending Michael against everybody. Like, y'all better leave Michael alone.
leave Michael alone. Lulu enlists an ally. Laura summons Dante. Danny advises Rocco. Thursday, Anna pulls some strings. Emma opens up to Trina. Jordan updates Laura. Brooklyn confides in Sunny. Ava puts Rick to the test. And finally,
Mm.
Friday, Carly pitches an idea to Brennan. Drew seeks out Elizabeth. Britt defies orders. Lulu and Dante are livid. Anna gives her 2 cents to Jason.
Lulu and Dante are livid.
Mhm.
Roy
Maybe
looks
something with
like,
Obrick and Rocco or something.
yeah, Rocco goes over and has dinner with
And,
Obrecht.
and Danny gave him the advice. So it's going to be a real
Yeah.
mess.
Uh,
Oh, goodness. All right. Well, thank you for rocking with us to the end. We appreciate you. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend about Sunday Shift. You can buy us a coffee. You can buy some merch. The shirt was really cute. I did like I said I did like a little YouTube live last night, like a very short one, 10 minutes. And I was like, oh, we're giving Dom a shirt. I was like, not the one with like the slutty cut like I have. Because like I like cut the top off. So yeah, there's like the non-slutty cut um t-shirts, mugs, buttons. little canvas bags. Do I have my canvas bag? I don't know. It's not. It's somewhere here. So hit up that merch so you can rep Sunday Shift, and make sure to look at our Instagram for pictures and check that hashtag for other people's pictures. Um,
Yay!
yeah. Thanks for listening, y'all. We'll see you next week.